healthy social media behaviors and manage these negative effects? It's a question many of us grapple with in this digital age. In 2020, we were confronted with the heartbreaking discovery of a devastating story. The tragic loss of a mother of 3, believed to have taken her own life. An incident fueled by relentless cyberbullying for months. The 44-year-old was known on the video platform for discussing topics on homeschooling and maintaining the quality of luxury handbags. However, she became a target of hateful comments on the content that she shared and her appearance. Sadly, she was found at her home in USJ Subang Jaya in the early morning and pronounced dead during transportation to the hospital. According to reports, the victim, who worked as a tuition teacher, had been suffering from emotional stress and was receiving treatment from a private clinic in Petaling Jaya before her passing.
See, some people say it's not cyberbullying, it's not harassment, Sarima, it's just giving you feedback. But I would say that that's a subjective thing, because freedom of speech comes with a responsibility. You can speak freely, but the key word is respect. So I can say something to you and I have an opinion about something strongly, like I disagree with something you've done or said, but how I say it to you is what matters. So we have to respect each other, even in a negative feedback. So you can't just give a negative feedback with disrespect. You know what I mean? So the element of respect has to be there. But unfortunately, the concept of freedom of speech is never really associated with respect for the other party. And I think as a society, we sort of forgotten that conveniently. It's sort of like, well, I'll say what I want to say and how I want to say it because that's my right. But no one has a right, irregardless of who you are and what medium you're using, to disrespect another human being's being. So you cannot be happy what a person says or does, or a politician or a celebrity. You can say, I can't believe he or she dressed like that or did this and that. I can't stand this person is another thing. You can't stand a person or you can't stand their behavior. Because how do you know the difference between the person and their behavior? So the thing with cyberbullying is it's always an attack usually on the person's being. But it's not the being that you don't like, it's the doing. So that's the problem there.
I think the most prominent one came out in newspapers about a couple of years ago in 2019 when a Sarawaki girl, teenager, she asked on the internet whether she should live or die. And in that poll, 60% of the individuals said that she should choose death, and she actually ended her life because of that. That's something very, very sad. The importance or the amount of importance teenagers put on social media. This post could have well been responded by people she didn't know or people she didn't like. But at the same time, she took it so seriously. She took it to heart, and I think that's something like a wake-up call for all of us. Yeah. Other than that, we do see cases of cyberbullying, whereby children or teenagers do very mean stuff on the internet, and it's easy to cyberbully because you're not in front of the. Okay, so when a person cyberbullies, they're not exactly in front of the victim, so they become more daring. That's one. The other thing is they can be anonymous. Okay, they make fake accounts, and that makes them more daring. So it's actually very, very mean. The other thing about cyberbullying is that it's very widespread because whatever you share can be read by anyone, and it spreads very quickly. And sometimes it's difficult to remove the traces of that. So the embarrassment is really, really huge in that sense. Yeah, so we have seen cases of cyberbullying, but I think even the child themselves or the patient and the parents weren't really aware that it was cyberbullying. They thought that they would use words like main-main saja. Okay, I think we shouldn't trivialize these kind of things, and we need to take it seriously.
So I have experienced it, and unfortunately I've experienced some of the negative that comes with it. So I fully believe that social media is brilliant in terms of interacting, engaging. The thing is, human beings, we want to connect with each other, right? But social media is actually disconnecting us because the face that we're giving others is not necessarily the genuine, true self. You know, it's a filtered version of who we are without a filter of what we feel and think. A bit strange. Whereas before social media, you see me as I am, but I'm respectful of what I say and do. Now it's sort of flipped. You don't really see me as I am, and I'll say whatever I think and feel, even if it hurts, you know. But I always say, you know, if you can, don't respond. That's the mistake I made. I responded. So, you know, because as human beings, you want to defend yourself, right? That's not what I felt. You don't know me, right? But unfortunately, the thing is, you can't control what people think about you. And you can't control insecure people from projecting their insecurities onto you from behind the screen. You can only step away from the dance floor and just disconnect from it. Don't continue the dance steps because it can only be more detrimental to your mental health. And we have to remember that life is not social media. Life is being out there, doing your hobbies, doing your traveling, being in the moment with your family. It's so annoying when I see myself with my head down when I'm out with family and friends. You know, I feel disappointed in myself because I feel like it shouldn't consume us as much as it does. So I would say put our phones down a bit more and actually really start getting sociable again.
As our journey through the intricate world of social media and its profound impact on mental health comes to a close, we find ourselves standing at a crossroads where technology and human connection converge. So where do we go from here? How can we harness the incredible power of social media while safeguarding our mental well-being? It begins with awareness. Understanding that social media is a tool, a canvas where we paint our stories, but it's not the entire masterpiece. It's only part of our lives. The vibrant strokes that complete the picture are real connections, genuine experiences, and human interactions. So put pauses from the digital world every once in a while. Practice mindful consumption and build resilience against the negative aspects of the online realm. Our episode today ends, but the path towards a balanced relationship with social media is just beginning. Whenever you encounter adversity, remember that you're not alone. There is support, there is healing, and there is strength within you. Reach out to mental health professionals or trusted friends and family members. Seeking assistance is a sign of strength, not weakness. As we navigate the ever-changing digital landscape, may our beautiful minds remain resilient and compassionate. Cultivate a beautiful mind that empowers a beautiful you. Until next time.